This episode brought to you by Nicholson Realty 2.0 and Chuck's Sewer, Drain, and Plumbing. Welcome to Garage Talk. As always, I'm Conrad. Let's go. And right now, we are backstage at the Gas City Performing Arts Center with the wonderfully talented, for season 25, the fifth finalist from The Voice, Karen Waldrup. I got to sneak in, Karen, and listen to you.
Yes.
You sounded amazing. Amazing. Can we talk about your journey? Let's talk a little bit about before The Voice. What was your journey looking like before The Voice?
You know, I was touring. I was playing. I was loading a 15 passenger van or a bus or whatever we had, and I was playing music, and that's what I do, and that's what I've been doing all this time. And then going out to The Voice was just basically, it was just getting the next step up the ladder. It was the next step for me, and I needed it. You know, it was like I had already kind of done the club scene. I had already played the honky tonks. You know, I had already kind of done all that, and I was like, man, I really feel like I need some other feather in my cap. I just was like, and I guess I just did. I did. I doubled down. I put all my money on black. You know, I did. I just doubled down, and I said, you know, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be, it was very vulnerable. It was very scary. It was very overwhelming to know that you had 1 million followers and you were going to risk losing your credibility if the chairs didn't turn. Like, I doubled down on black. I did. I just put it all on black. And I just said, you know what? If I'm going to move forward in my career and I'm going to continue to grow, I'm going to have to take a risk. And it was so scary. But one of the things I did is I prepared myself more than anybody on that season. And I can say that, and I know that to be true because I lived in the hotel with all those other people, and I know I outworked them. I know I outworked them in the gym. I know I outworked them in the rehearsal. I know I outworked them in how many times I ran my song. I know I outworked them in the bathroom by myself with them in the mirror practicing. I know I outworked every single person. I didn't win, but I know I outworked every single other person out there because that was all I had was my work ethic. I had a great voice. I know I have a good voice, but I knew I needed to outwork everyone. I knew it. I knew I needed to do anything and everything I could because I did have everything on black. I was everything, you know, I took a huge step back on my tour with the band. My players weren't touring all summer. Everyone was like, you know, you're just going to go out to LA and do this. And it was like, okay, yeah, I am, you know? And that was really scary. And I will say the blind auditions was my scariest moment in music, period. Done. The scariest moment. Just because I just knew that if I'm a human, and if I went out there and I forgot the lyric, because I have a brain like everybody else that could space, I have a vocal like everybody else that could go flat or sharp. I'm a human. I'm not a machine, right? And so it was scary to like know that you're literally going to go out there and put all of it out. And if the chairs don't turn, then what? All my 1 million followers think I'm discredited? Like, that was scary.
Yeah.
Like, they would have, those 1 million people would have been like, well, maybe she's not that good if they didn't turn. But I knew if they did turn, the fans would be like, I told you so. I knew she was great when I heard her at that honky tonk 10 years ago. So I just rolled the dice and I just did it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. You bet on yourself and you won.
Yeah, I did. It was, I wish I would have won the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone asked me that tonight. They're like, are you glad you didn't win? I'm like, hell no. I wanted to win that show. I went out there to win that show and I didn't. I came in 5th, but you know.
Amazing experience. What did you take from that?
Mostly musical knowledge, you know, timing, breathing, emotional connection, stepping into the song, mostly just musical stuff, musical education. I took musical education. I got a lot of vocal help, just the smallest little things like how you can bend and push more breath from your diaphragm. I mean, just a lot of really dorky musical stuff, and that's where I say maybe I did get my master's degree because I studied it and I'll listen to the advice and I downloaded all the apps that I needed to download and tried the songs in all the different keys and I just dove into the musical aspect of the show and honestly I want to continue the quest of being as thirsty as I was. And I want to continue to be that thirsty to learn and develop and continue to grow always. I always want to keep that. I always want to remember how focused I was and how diligent I was and how much water I drank and how much sauna. I went to the sauna like crazy because sauna is good for your vocal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I would go to the sauna. I would just do anything and everything. And I told this to Dan and Shay. I said, I looked at it like a meter, if it was 100, if there was 100%, okay, and I was at 90.2, I knew I could just do one. I mean, it could just be as easy as just doing your makeup for rehearsal. But that got me from 90.2 to 90.3. Just being more prepared and the camera's seeing like, oh, okay, that looks good or that angle looks good. And how was I preparing for the moment in the best, most preparation possible? And I wish I could say I do that all the time in touring. I don't. Touring is a little different. Touring, there's this extra space of laissez-le bon temps relais. It's almost like touring, you almost want to not be pushing so hard. You kind of want to like be more how do I say this? You want to be like a little bit more imperfect touring because if you're so worried about being perfect, then you're in here obsessing about your hair and makeup.
Yeah.
And you're not hanging out with a promoter or doing a podcast.
I don't have that problem with hair. So
you don't have that problem with hair, right?
No.
So I don't know. Touring's a little different. The Voice was just so about that moment that you were just absolutely obsessed with making it as perfect as possible. And touring is almost the opposite. If you just sit here and try to make it as perfect as possible, I almost wonder if you kind of lose the party vibe that comes with touring. It's supposed to be fun.
You're a rock star. You're like that life that everybody
It's supposed
perceives.
to be fun. And
Yeah.
I think I do give myself that grace when I'm on the road. If I miss a chord at a live show in Gas City, Indiana, it's kind of like I'm a human, right?
Yeah.
If you miss a chord on stage for The Voice or on the Grammy Awards, there's a big difference, And so I think for me, it's a part of why I love playing live is the imperfection. I like the imperfection. I like the fact that we're humans and I can try something vocally on a whim. You're not going to do that on national television. You're going to sing the song exactly like you rehearsed it a million times. Whereas tonight at Gas City, if I am feeling the moment or feeling the vibe, I might just do some random vocal run that I'd never practiced. Because there's a risk that you can take.
Yes. Blue Cowboy Boots. How has that song like set the tone for this next chapter that you're embarking on, that you're writing?
Yep. So my new record is going to be coming out in 2026, and it's a whole different thing. It's like all about like keeping the faith, positivity. The pretty much the whole record is about like being a good person, really. I think I might call it No Way Back. I might call it Keeping the Faith. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the title is going to be. But every single song on this record is a song that has one thing in common. Positivity. It's going to be a record when people drive to work that they feel good when they get to work. It's a record that when someone listens to it, they're going to feel better than when they started to listen to it. Like they're going to feel some sort of inspiration from the record.
Yes.
And Blue Cowboy Boots, I think, really kind of helped lay the foundation for their new record, because Blue Cowboy Boots is about individuality, and it's about freedom, and it's about standing up for yourself, and it's about having fun, and it's a creative twist to being blue because you're in blue cowboy boots. So you're not blue at all. You're wearing blue cowboy boots, but your cowboy boots are fun. Hats are fun. Jewelry's fun. These things, fringe is fun. Sparkle's fun. Blue cowboy boots are fun. And
Sometimes that accessory can make you feel like a whole different, like an alter ego.
Totally. Yeah. Absolutely. And so the boots are kind of there to kind of say, like, the blue cowboy boots are a symbol of strength, resilience, overcoming. And I think 2026 is going to be a great year for me. I think the new record's exciting. I think
you should call it betting on myself.
Betting.
But
double down.
Yeah, doubling down.
Doubling down.
Born and raised in Louisiana. Talk about some of the music you grew up on.
Yeah, my mom, whenever we were kids, we would clean the house on Saturday and we'd listen to Diana Ross and the Supremes.
That's cool.
And that music really helped me to like know what it sounded like for women to just totally be amazing in every way, right? Like the Diana Ross and the Supremes were like, the music was so feel good and so fun and joyful and loving and all that. And so Diana Ross and the Supremes, I grew up a lot listening to the Dixie Chicks. So a lot of women, Trisha Yearwood, Shania Twain. Dad loved Shania Twain. He would turn on Shania Twain in his Porsche. He had a Porsche with a sunroof, and he would turn that record on, and he loved that record. Dad loved the Eagles. Mom would love to listen to Christian music, so I enjoyed coming up and listening to Christian music, like positive Christian music.
Yes.
So that was great. And now I'm obsessed with I love K-Love. I listen to K-Love every day. 97.1. But I'm an eclectic listener, I'll listen to K-Love and I'll turn around and listen to Cardi B's new record. Like, I am all over the place musically. I'll listen to, one moment I'm listening to, Zach Top, and the next moment I'm listening to Kevin Gates. Like, I'm all over the place with music. Yeah. I listen to music because of my feeling and how I want to feel, and what am I going for a long drive? What is going on with me and why am I listening to this music? I think some people are more monogamous listeners. They listen to one genre. They listen to jazz and that's it. I'm a polygamist.
Yeah.
I love all of them. I'll listen to a jazz record. I'll listen to a hip hop and R&B record. I'll listen to a country record. All in the same day. Yeah. I mean,
if I'm on a long ride, I'm like Young Dolph. If I'm barbecuing, I've got
totally.
Yeah, I've got Aerosmith playing. If I'm by the campfire, there's nothing better than some Bob Seger and Tom Petty.
I need to tap into my new Bob Seger moment in my life. I'm gonna listen to that tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, just
turn the page.
Yeah, there's nothing like being near a campfire with your feet up, a hoodie, and an ice cold Coors Light, and some good friends and some good stories.
Yeah.
Just to crack each other up.
Yep. Listen to some Bob Seger. I'm gonna listen to Bob Seger tomorrow when I'm getting ready. Fantastic. I'm gonna do that. That'll be my new thing. We all go through those moments and.
So real quickly, let's talk about tonight. We're here in the beautiful Gas City Performing Arts Center here in Gas City, Indiana. How are you feeling tonight?
I feel calm. Mm-hmm. I feel calm. I feel this is a beautiful venue. Mm-hmm. The sound is great. I trust these sound guys. The sound check was it was like so easy. I mean, geez, it was crazy easy. So the guys are great. The sound's great. The room's great. Kat's great. Her family's great. Everybody's been very respectful of us. Mm-hmm. The band just ate Moe's. They went and got Moe's. Welcome to Moe's. Yeah. Anytime the band has Moe's, they're happy. And I've just got friends here who traveled from all over to be here with us. So I don't know. I don't feel stressed. Okay. I feel relaxed. I feel like this is going to be chill. It's a pop-up show. It was booked at the last minute. We were headed back from Chicago. A friend of mine, Chris McDonald, knew Kat. we did this pop-up show at the last minute. I trust that the people that God wants to be here are going to be here, and I trust that the music's going to be okay, and we're going to have a fun time. I mean, that's what makes music fun, is when you trust it. When you get so overwhelmed and try to be so important, it just kind of takes the fun out of it.
Trust the process.
I don't know. I guess maybe I did used to do that, but I don't do that anymore. I don't put that kind of stress on myself anymore. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to, I mean, I just ate some cheese on my taco. Like, I don't have to, like,
Yeah.
not eat cheese. Like, you know what? It's fine.
Let's enjoy life. Let's enjoy life, Karen.
Yeah, I mean, I can have a little dairy before I go on. Like, so I think when you spend your career trying to be so perfect, your career is going to end sooner, because it's not sustainable. But if you can do it in a way that you're like, hey, this is fun. Like, this is not really, it's not surgery. Nobody's got cancer. We're all just having a good time and playing music. And I think that's when it's fun. It's fun to sit here on a podcast with you with no lipstick on.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun that, like, you didn't have to wait an hour for me to get perfect. I didn't even look at my hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think it makes it more fun. It makes it more relatable. And I think whoever's watching this video, like, I'm so happy to meet you wherever you are. I'm slumped over. My posture isn't even good right now. Like, I think that's part of what makes people relatable.
I think what I'm noticing about you is that you're really enjoying this ride.
Thank you. I love music. I absolutely love music. You're right.
Well, thank you for spending this time with me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
You are wonderful, and can't wait to see you tonight.
We're going to do it. See y'all tonight. Hope you join us.